Hey guys, James here with Waterford Business Solutions, and as we come to the close of the third quarter of 2024, I wanted to take the time over the next 2-3 weeks to kind of discuss some trends that we've been seeing in the trades over the past year and how they differ from what we've seen in the past. I really wanted to start this year or this series off by talking about kind of the sales trends that we've seen throughout 2024 in the HVAC, plumbing, and electrical trade areas, along with in areas like house cleaning, both interior and exterior, along with landscaping and other kind of more fringe trade areas that we work with. We've got a really good insight on how these trends are working and what's going on with clients due to the amount of clients that we work with here at Waterford, with having well over 200 clients that we work with all throughout the trades, so that we get to see trends that are not just in a certain area of the country, but nationwide, along with seeing stuff occurring over many, many different companies that allows us to kind of see what these guys are seeing as a whole. And understand it may be a little bit different for your business. This isn't a, hey, we're looking directly at your books, we know exactly what you've got going on. Each business can be different. I can look at two clients that are located in the same town, and based on actions that they take, they can have vastly different outcomes of what is occurring to them, even though they're in the same town with the same exact clientele basis. So there's a lot of different things here that can affect how a business is doing. And so we're just talking overall trends that we are seeing in the sales area for 2024. 2024 has definitely been a little bit of a weirder or more unusual year for us. Rather than seeing a very, very strong kind of summer month for our HVAC trades and even for our electrical and plumbing trades, seeing kind of that busier summer, busier spring, we had a much later peak or a much later pickup of everything. Where normally we start seeing spring cleaning, we start seeing just everyone turning on their ACs and everything, or everyone starting to work on housework again after the holidays, starting generally somewhere around March, maybe even April. This year we really didn't see that pickup for anyone until about May. And while May, June, and July were really good months, we also saw a teeter off here in August that was a little stronger than normal. While it isn't unusual to see a little bit of a slowdown in 2020 or in August, September, as everyone's going back to schools, this is definitely a little bit sharper of a trend that we're seeing with HVAC, plumbing, and electrical companies here. A lot of it can really be attributed to we're seeing a lot more repair work occurring this year than we've seen of replacement, change out, and installations. A lot of people are choosing, rather than to install whole new systems and spend that money, to hold on to the money, keep it a little bit closer, keep it a little bit more contained than in the past, by just patching things as we go along and making things run for a longer period. So it's definitely not an unusual trend to kind of see here, especially when money gets a little bit tighter. We're definitely in a very high interest rate area. We're in a tight economic area that we've seen over the past year, which hopefully with the recent reduction of interest rates from the Federal Reserve, we'll start to see that back off as we get into the beginning of 2025. But it's definitely been a much tighter beginning of the year than what we're used to. Especially when we look kind of January through March, April for most clients. It was very, very slow at the beginning of the year for clients there. And again, like I said, we didn't see that pickup kind of until May, June, July. And we're starting to see a pretty early teeter back off for a lot of clients. weather has also dictated a lot more on how clients are performing than what we've seen in the past. We've had some really hot months, but we've also had a lot of tepid months, and summer in a lot of areas came a lot later than what it normally did. And so that helped lead into everything. So we are seeing a lot more trend of the key trades, plumbing, electrical, and HVAC, gearing towards a much more weather-centric demand than what we've seen in the past. In no way is that bad, in no way is there a problem there, but it does substantially affect your income and your sales coming in, and thus it's going to affect a lot of your expenses and a lot of your profitability for the year. Well, a lot of clients did have a strong enough summer that they are still on track for doing the same as last year, maybe a little bit better, about a 10% increase. We're not seeing substantial increases on most clients. And where we're seeing those substantial increases is honestly coming from clients that are making more drastic changes, either buying out other businesses, taking over other businesses, or merging with other businesses to not just keep growing by their natural move there, but to acquire new customer lists, new customers to reach out to, and be able to grow their business that way. That's where we're seeing the majority of the businesses kind of change around and move around here on us. Now, as far as I was saying, the cleaning businesses, the landscaping businesses, everything like that, those have definitely suffered a little bit more. When we get into trades that are like interior cleaners, exterior cleaners, even landscapers that aren't just providing maintenance or things like that, car wash companies, things there, those are in a much more luxury area. And when we look in those luxury areas, those are one of the first places we tend to see those or see people cut back on so that they can save money and do things. If you're light on money, you're not going to go send your car to get detailed. You're either going to wash it yourself or you're going to run it through a wash tunnel instead of detailing it. If you're running low on money, you're not going to be bringing in your house cleaner like you used to do. You may still bring them in every quarter, maybe once a month, but you're not going to be bringing them in quite as much. And we are seeing a lot of that trend going on with clients, which has definitely been a little bit surprising there, but not completely and totally unexpected. A lot of those businesses are suffering a little bit. We've had to see a little bit of cutbacks in those cleaning trades and different luxury trade areas there. It's definitely not quite as good as what we've seen in the past. They're not in any way behind. They're not in any way looking at going out of business or anything like that, but they are definitely not being nearly as profitable as what we have seen in the past with these companies. Overall, as we kind of close out 24 and look into 25, we're probably going to see a lot of 24 continue to stay decently low, decently slow, probably in the year with lower revenues than what most clients saw the year before, unless you or a client has made a drastic change to how they're operating in business. If you've made a drastic change, you've added a new revenue stream, you've acquired a new business, something like that, you're probably going to see a decent increase year over year in everything. But if you're operating kind of same as you were in 23 and 22, you're going to see decently average numbers that are same, maybe slightly below, not any major growth there. Would be my suspicion based off of what we're seeing kind of across the board with our clients. Again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. There's nothing that you should really be concerned about there or worried about, but it is something you want to take into account with your planning into 25. A lot of that's going to come to, we just saw the Federal Reserve drop interest rates. Those interest rates, while we're going to see them trickle through the economy over the next month or two, it's really going to take 3 to 6 months to really see that turnaround occur, because it's not a drop today and all of a sudden everything gets cheaper, or all of a sudden the economy increases or gets better. That drop today is going to go into affecting mortgages and loan rates and credit card rates and everything like that kind of over the next month. We'll see that kind of come down with everything, and then that'll put a little bit more money in people's bank accounts, and then we'll see the economy kind of loosen up a little bit. But there's not going to be a ton of refinancing occurring. Most of the time you don't refinance your mortgage until it drops 1% or more. So until the Federal Reserve does another big drop on everything, which hopefully we'll see another one, hopefully they'll meet November, December, or even beginning of January next year and decide to do another 0.5 percentage point drop. Until we see that, we're not going to see a major loosening of the economy or major refinancing on any loans here or anything like that. So we're going to definitely be pretty tight on everything, probably through the rest of the year. In addition to that, it's an election year, and election years tend to be very, very wishy-washy on the economy as a whole. Where is the election going to take us? Where is the economy going to go? And this year especially, there is so much uncertainty in the election that we don't have kind of a plan or a drive out of anything here. So definitely going to be a big change there. I do invite you to follow us, subscribe, and join us next week when we talk about kind of labor trends that we've been seeing throughout 2024 with everything. It's been great having you with us. Please like, comment, ask any questions that you want, and if you need assistance or if you would like some more information, feel free to reach out to us here at Waterford Business Solutions by either giving us a call at 864-351-0852 or shooting us an email at info@waterfordbusiness.com. I hope to see y'all next week and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.